searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement. Yeah, there's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience. Yeah, in this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring, and I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion.
my whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna.
Hello. Yeah, one more screen flip. There we go. Hello. Good evening, afternoon, and morning, everybody. For most of us, evening and afternoon, I think now at this point. It is Sunday, and that means it's fun day. And that means, that's right, Wheelspin Racing presents Porsche Cup Season 5. And we're at round 8 on the season. But we're doing something a little bit different today, as you can see on the screen in front of you, everybody. We are doing a NASCAR special. And that means we're taking the drivers out of their comfort zones, taking them off the road circuits, leaving them in these beautiful 2017 Porsche 911 RSR GT3 race cars, and we're going to stick them on a short oval racetrack. We are at Northern Isle Speedway here in Gran Turismo 7 today. And as you can see on the screen in front of you, we're looking at about 14-second lap times here around the racetrack today. So we're going to see 121 laps in the feature race. And then we're going to see, I think it's like 60 something in the sprint race. I already forgot, but that's all right. We got it all sorted out with the lobbies. So, 121 laps. Oh, wow, that's going to seem like it's a long time. About 35-40 minutes is all that's going to take to get around this tiny little racetrack. So we're going to show 15 extremely fast top split, the best of the best when it comes to the driving pool, and we're gonna send them around the racetrack and watch the carnage and the chaos and the action ensue. I mean, it's oval track racing, baby. I mean, what are we going to expect to see here today? Well, I can tell you what we're going to expect to see here today. We're going to see a whole lot of tire smoke. We're going to see a whole lot of door handle swapping and rubbing and paint swapping going on. We're going to see guys hitting walls. We're going to see guys hitting each other. We're going to see spins and all the great stuff that we always see here on oval tracks. This is a tiny oval track, maybe a half-mile tops, I think, from start to finish. Short track racing is no joke, and for a lot of these racers that are road circuit racers, throwing them on the element of an oval track tends to really spice it up. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle oval track racing compared to how you handle road circuit, where you have high speed, slow speed, braking points, left-hand corners, right-hand corners, rights and lefts. Here, you're just turning that steering wheel left, man. Tire strategy, this racetrack's going to eat those tires up. We're going to see, I don't even know what to say. We're going to see a whole lot of guys really treading the fine line of punctured tires here on the racetrack, and you do not want to grab a tire puncture at 150 miles an hour around an oval track that's surrounded by walls. That is just going to be a bad day. The damage model here tonight is light. It's 1 times fuel, 1 times tire wear, so they try to keep it as true to what it is as possible, of course. But it's going to be an interesting race. It is going to be an interesting race. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to see a little bit of everything here today. I am going to be on my toes. I am going to be on my toes today, 100%. But welcome in, everybody. This is, of course, family-friendly broadcast as well, so please do feel free to let the whole family partake in our events that are about to happen here today. And let's get ready for some NASCAR special today, ladies and gentlemen. So we might see some NASCAR liveries, we might not. It's hard to say, but it is allowed. If that is the case, of course, the NASCAR liveries will be more than welcomed here on the track today, but we'll see if the drivers have opted to do so, of course. We might even be on schedule here, which is a beautiful thing. Oh boy, man, I'm in contact with back end of cars. As we can see, there's going to be... drivers are going to really have to be careful here. They're going to have to assess the situation. They're going to have to determine when to make the move, when not to make the move, be ready to react if another driver makes even just a small mistake, a little wiggle, or a misshift, or getting hung up behind another driver could create a domino effect, of course, on the oval track, which usually creates what we like to call the big one. And we definitely don't want to see the big one here today. I think we've got a full boat of drivers here today, I think. Brandon coming in with that share on the stream, my guy. Welcome in. Appreciate that extra level of support here. So we're going to see something a little different at the start of this race too, ladies and gentlemen. Much like we see on a set of Corsa, we're actually going to have a rolling formation lap around the racetrack here. So the setting is set up for a rolling start here today. So when the lights go green, we're going to see the drivers stay at the speed that they come across the finish line and get tighter up, line up side by side. And then when they come back around, there's a little yellow checkered flag, and then of course the start finish line. That's going to be the go zone. So we're in between that yellow line and the start finish line right there, as we just seen Rob Heck come through, is going to be where the leader can choose to start the pack, and then it's game on. So 121 laps, mediums and softs are required to be used here, I believe, in the feature event. Typically in our sprint, we have no tire wear on, but today that is going to be different because we're going to have a little bit of tire wear on in the sprint. How you doing, Flame? Hope you're having a good evening yourself. Hope you're ready for some Porsche Cup. It's going to get juicy. It's going to get juicy. So these guys are just running laps. They're just practicing. I am just waiting a word from race control that we're good to go. And as host, we'll kick this thing off for everybody. So we're going to be followed up with a qualifier first. So the 13 current drivers right now on the racetrack will, of course, start qualifying. And then we'll rock and roll. So you can just see everybody's getting comfy with each other. So we are missing 2 drivers on the check-in here. There we go. There's our lobby. All right. So we have a full boat a full boat. Oh, this is going to be good. 15 of these beautiful Porsche 911 RSRs are going to be fighting for their lives around this oval track here. So a feature and a sprint race today. Oh, it's going to be fun, Paul. It's going to be fun. Do I have 20 minutes to fire up my hookah, or will it be too late? Well, I mean, you might miss some of it, my guy. You might miss some of it. Do not make any scratches on the designs. Well, this is oval track racing, my guy. Well, they'll try their best. They'll try their best. No, we're in for a good day of racing. It's gonna be non-stop action because it's such a short racetrack. The guys gonna be fairly close together, I think, for the most part. There's gonna be little packs that start developing around the racetrack, of course, as the race progresses, as teams make pit stops, change tires. It's gonna be an interesting race. It's gonna be an interesting race for sure. Alright, so you can see race control there is just starting to get everything worked out in behind the scenes here. So first and foremost, we want to say thanks to all the track officials, the staff, and the volunteers here at Northern Isles Speedway. You can see in that infield they have packed a whole lot of racing equipment in a very, very small pit area here at the racetrack. So you can see PD trailer sitting right there backing the whole operation as always. Absolutely legends, I gotta tell you. So Northern Isles Speedway, it's a very small racetrack. I don't have much information on it. It's got 4 corners. They're all left-handers, and it's about a 14-second lap time around here. So we're going to see some quick laps. We're going to see a lot of everything. It's going to be a busy day. It's going to be a busy day. You're interested in the series? Can you point me in the right direction so I can learn more about the series? How's it going, Madeline? Hope you're doing fantastic. We have a Discord that WSR Porsche Cup operates out of, and I can work a little streamer magic for everyone if you just bear with me here for a moment. Streamer magic, you gotta love it. All right, look at the legends coming in the chat with the good questions. Alright, pinned into Facebook is the WSR Porsche Cup Discord server, ladies and gentlemen. And that is exactly where we can find out more information and how to learn more about WSR Porsche Cup. So we're getting near the end of this season, but they're always accepting registrants within this series, and I'm not sure when the next series is in store, but this is season 5, so it's a very long running active series, and we're always welcoming more competitors to come onto the racetrack and try their luck. This is going to be super fun, Flame. Ah, there you go, Cody. Look at you guys go. Today you can't get into this particular race, obviously, because it is a registered event. This is a championship series presented by Wheelspin Racing. This is their 5th season. So again, I just posted a Discord server invite into the chat there in Facebook. If you just follow that link, join into the Discord server and ask the administration staff for a little bit of assistance, and they'll get you pointed in the right direction. We do appreciate all that support. Legends, all of you. Hope you're all having good days as well. Alright, we're just going to do a quick metric check. Everything's looking pretty tidy. We'll get that YouTube link up there in just a moment too as well for everybody in YouTube. Alright, it looks like we're getting ready to go here. There it is. Boop. Alright, and in YouTube as well. We have that now pinned for everybody that's hanging out in that YouTube channel as well. So the pinned comment in both our channels here now, ladies and gentlemen, is of course the Discord server for WSR Porsche Cup, and everything related to WSR Porsche Cup and what they do can definitely be found in that server. All right. You're most welcome, Madeline. All right, so I'm just race control's just getting everything locked in here. We are pretty much right on schedule here. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so we have all our drivers entered. We're just trying to get the drivers meeting underway. Here's what it sounds like race control is up to. I'm in. Can't wait to say to see what the details are. Fantastic, Cody. We appreciate you, my guy. It'll probably be about an hour before you get any real immediate response, potentially, as most of the staff is racing today. But they'll definitely get with you as soon as they can. We appreciate that. Look at all those beautiful trucks sitting there in the infield. You can tell there's not a lot of room here at Northern Isle Speedway, so the drivers, the teams, very restricted to what they have to work with. It's not like your typical big racetrack where they have a pit lane and you have all this sweet little area to put your equipment, your toolboxes. These guys are going old school track racing here today with all these fancy pieces of equipment and stuff that these guys have. They really got to determine what's important, what's not important to have in behind pit wall for these drivers when they choose to stop. So it's tricky. It's going to be tricky here today. Alright, we're just waiting for the host to tell us to kick it. As soon as we kick it, we're going to spin around and around and around for about a total of an hour today between the two races, give or take any complications in between setting up grids and whatnot, but we're going to get locked into our position here, make sure we got a good nice sight line over the racetrack. Okay, that's pretty cool, I got to say. The track is looping on the side of the semi-trailer right there. It's pretty cool. PD's done a pretty good job at getting the visuals right on point. That's the word I was looking for. Visuals right on point here. And within the game looks spectacular. And it looks like we got a pretty good house of fans here at Northern Isle today as well. So more hype, more hype. It's going to sound fantastic for those fans sitting in the seats when all 15 of these cars come roaring up the start-finish line for the first couple laps, all nice and tight together. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. There's nothing better when you're at an oval track and you're sitting in the stands and the whole pack just roars past you in a fight for position. Happy place, chat. Happy place. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright. Race control's getting ready to start this thing up here by the looks of it, so I hope everybody's ready. We're going to start with a qualifying run. So in the feature race, we qualify the drivers will qualify, and then we'll start the race. Once that race is finished, of course, we take a screenshot of said results, and then we change it up. So the sprint race is a manual set grid, so race control determines what driver starts where, and that's based off finishing position of the feature race. So first place will just start in 10th, 10th will start in 1st, 2nd to 9th, 9th to 2nd, 3rd to 8th, 8th to 3rd, so on and so forth. Anybody that has finished underneath the top 10 will not change their position. They will start exactly where they finished in the race, in the back third of the racing pack. So a little bit of strategy comes into play in that sprint race, and of course sprint race means not as much time and you really got to send it. So being at the back of the pack, sometimes it's tough to get through, but in this situation we're in for a crazy race. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're just in for a crazy race as soon as we can get it started here. Looks nice and cool and calm here from all the track officials down on the scenes. Nobody seems to be scurrying around down there. Everybody seems to be moving along with their processes and doing their jobs on in behind the racetrack, it does take handfuls upon handfuls of people to just throw a one-day racing event off at any racetrack around the world, and that comes right down to paid and volunteer help at the racetrack as well. Concession stands, people in the stands, you have security, you have broadcasters, you have the race teams, you have people directing the infield traffic, so to speak, and then you have, of course, all your racing, the organizer staff, the crews, the safety crews, you have all the ambulance crews and EMT staff on site to help drivers, and in a case of an emergency, there's so many moving parts to a race just to have a couple hours of fun. So huge love to everybody that does what they do just to allow us to have a great sport to watch. A lap guide would be great. So many corners. Qualifying to go. All right, here we go, chat. Good luck to the drivers. All right, race fans, let's get ready to go. So this is a top split, so we're very honored here today. We've been doing second split all season long, but the top split broadcaster was unable to make the race here today, so we got moved up in to fill Prima Dino's shoes here, and that's a tall order. He's a great guy, he's a great commentator, he's very knowledgeable, he's a great racer himself as well, so just an honor to be able to take the top split here today. So let's see what top split has for GT45 Gaming and the racing fans worldwide, shall we? We know this man, Robbie Heck. Alright, the Porsches are coming out. And I mean, these are quick laps. Don't blink, you'll miss it. They're 14, like I said, about 14-second laps. And those are on the medium tires. So on the soft tires, we're probably going to see low 13s, maybe even high 12-second laps around this racetrack, maybe. But it's going to be crazy. So here we go. Let's get some information up for everybody so you guys can see the times, because this is just going to be crazy to try and keep track of here. As these guys rip around the racetrack so quickly. Oh, come on. Alright. So, right now it's Robbie Heck sitting on pole position. That time's a 14 flat. We got Hoodcat sitting in second. We got, Deathatron dropping down quickly as Milano moves up into third place there. We got Sanders in fifth. We've got Disco Mark in seventh. We've got Prince in eighth. And you can see Robbie coming in. Pit stop. We got a car spun around there. Oh, it's going to be chaos today, Chad. I hope everybody's ready for chaos. Oval track racing at its finest. Let's find a driver that's out here. Let's jump on board with one of our drivers here real quick as we go around Northern Isle Speedway. So currently our provisional third place driver here as he comes across I think that's the back stretch right there. And you can see how bumpy that racetrack is. Car comes up high. Ooh, nowhere to go. A little bit of contact. And there we go. The heavy banking in this corner, and these cars, these drivers, the slightest little taps here is going to make for bad days here today, I think. And oh boy, it's going to be a spicy day. We might see some caution flags out here today, folks. I don't know. The damage is on light. We got a driver just completely stuck in the pit wall there, so that would constitute a caution. It's going to get spicy. It's going to get really spicy really quick. Alright, we got Himbeer, Wheel Spin Racing Himbeer here. It looks like coming around. It's currently sitting in 6th, 14.2. So pole still is a 14.070. We got Hoodcat coming in. You can see guys are absolutely just scrubbing in sets of tires is what we're seeing here. They run 3-4 laps, scrub those tires in. So ideally when they make the pit stop, those tires are already scrubbed in. They don't need to have to break those tires, and ideally those tires will warm up a little bit quicker and have immediate grip underneath of them. So I think that's why we're seeing all these Porsche drivers come in, literally scrubbing in all their sets of tires here for race time. They'll probably leave a couple of sticker sets there, of course, for when they feel they need those sticker sets of tires. But we're definitely going to see at least 2 stops here, I think, today. I mean, 121 laps, I'm seeing these tires start to run down at about 40 laps in. Just do the math, it should be a 2-stop day today. Depends on risk versus reward for the drivers as well. There's multiple lines around the racetrack here. You can see there's 4 lines technically on the racetrack, as you got 3 lanes, but with the 3 lanes, that of course creates an inside and outside lane in between 2 lanes. Viable running laps around here, probably 2 lines. 3 lines, I think, is really pushing your luck here. The 3 drivers really need to be on point. So here we go. Hoodcat now got pole position with a 14.002. So, I mean, not quite into the 13s here yet. Robbie Heck puts him in second, and oh, we got a spinner. We got a spinner, and oof, Robbie has to dive into pit lane right there. That was the only way he was not going to get into the side of that Porsche coming down the racetrack there. The driver's going to have to be 120% on point here today. Raspberry? Okay, okay. There we go. Himbeer basically means raspberry in German. And we're getting a little education lesson here today, too. I love that. I love that. This is, we've got a few of the hard racing team here. They're all running the same livery, essentially, and that is to commemorate, I can't remember the driver, but a BTCC legend on that car. So a little bit of a tribute livery as well here on a lot of the cars today. Deathatron, we know Deathatron. We've seen him in the Split B here a few times as well. He's up in the Split A today, and this is going to be a race of attrition, patience, knowing when to hit the throttle, knowing when to back off the driver, knowing when to make the move, and just unfortunately having to try to be 3 cars ahead of where with you. The spotters are going to be busy today. This is a super short track. Ovals on short tracks for spotters is very difficult because the spotter's job is to look ahead of and behind the race driver to try and, of course, warn him of incidents ahead of him so the car doesn't get collected up like that big roll of smoke we see coming down the bottom of the racetrack right there. And also try to keep the driver informed of what's happening on the drivers that are chasing them in behind as well. So it's a hard balance for the racing spotters in these oval track situations. We are on our final laps here, and right now it is Hoodcat currently sitting in provisional pole. Beer here in second. We got Robbie sitting provisional third. Dennis in P4, provisionally, of course. Sander in fifth. Klusman in sixth. Contact right there. Got Ash right here in seventh. We've got Disco in eighth. We got Milano in ninth. And, well, that's it. Qualifying is all said and done. We're going to take a little bit of some picture here. So 14.002 is the fastest lap on the racetrack. So it's going to be a little bit different now when we get into racing conditions. The speeds, they're not going to change. We're going to see the same speeds from these drivers. What's going to change is how the drivers now approach the racetrack. So yeah, it's going to be spicy. Are we ready, chat? So we're going to see something different here. Like I said, we're going to see a virtual formation lap here. We're going to see a formation lap. That's the word I'm looking for here on the track. That's just going to get the cars all lined up nice and tight together from the rolling start. So it'll be one lap around in formation style at, 65 or 70 miles an hour that the race control will start the drivers at. And then from there, we will kick it off. So I just want to make sure everybody's good to go. I think everybody's good to go. What do you mean preparing room? Somebody having an internet connection issue, maybe? I don't know what is going on. Well, that's a new one. That is a new one. Alright, we gotta reset the lobby, I think, chat. Fantastic. Alright, chat. I gotta flip it to a screen. It's gonna take a couple minutes here. Just bear with me. I do apologize, everybody. Alright, chat, my apologies. It took a hot minute there to reset that grid up, but we're getting ready to race here. We're just getting ready for everybody to be good to go, and then we're going to hit this button, hopefully again, and hopefully we get going this time. Alright. We'll give him till it goes 5 after. So we are way behind here. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I also apologize to the racers. Having some technical difficulties apparently here for no reason whatsoever. But that's the way it goes sometimes. We're at the mercy of the game. And rock and roll. Looking like we're all ready here. Alright, let's get racing, chat. 121 laps around Northern Isles Speedway. Porsche Cup, Season 5, Round 8 NASCAR Special at Northern Isles Speedway. This is a points counting round as well, so championship points will count here. So there we go. Hoodcat sitting on pole position, and a great lap from Hoodcat there, just edging out Robbie Heck for pole position, and Himbeer here as well. Alright, so we're going to see the formation lap first, ladies and gentlemen, like I said. This is just going to allow the drivers to get tight together. So the rolling start, you can see how much it spaces each driver apart from each other here. This is going to allow the drivers to bunch right back up. So we are at the start-finish line here. Technically we're on lap 1 right now, but the race will actually start at lap 2 here today. So you can see the drivers are trying to warm up the tires. It is lit up on time. Alrighty. All the drivers are all grouped up here. We're all lined up here as they're coming around corner 3 and corner 4 here. So when we come back around, we will be going green. So the words of one of the greatest oval track announcers in the world, boogity boogie boogie, let's go racing, boys. And we are green and we are off, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially race time. And here we go. 2 wide up top for 3rd and 4th place there. Dennis and Himbeer switching spots. So Himbeer losing a couple of spots right off the bat as Robbie Heck takes 2nd place away from him off the race start right away. And we got 3 hard racing team drivers all sitting there 3rd, 4th, and 5th place right now. Can they work together a little bit? Ash just tucked off in behind. Got a bit of back part of the pack there. Just got a little bit of a slower start to the front half there. Oh, and we got a wreck or we got lag. We got a wreck. We got lag. We got some damage there. Hold on, there's a lot I gotta watch here. Alright, we got 1 car with heavy damage, we got 2 cars with heavy damage. Doesn't constitute the rule. Alright, Hoodcat still in the lead of this race. This is a short track too, ladies and gentlemen. So Hoodcat and Robbie Heck battling it out for 1st and 2nd place here right now. But Hoodcat's just edging Robbie Heck out for the time being. But Slipstream is on weak, so it's not going to play a huge factor here. This really does come down to driver skill, but it still plays a small factor. Very small. As we start lap 6 already. That's how quick this race is going to go, ladies and gentlemen. So settle in. He's going to be gone before we know it. And side by side is Robbie and Hoodcat. Robbie has the inside line. Should be able to get the job done. But Hoodcat's been holding strong on that top line. The question is, which line is the fastest line around the racetrack here? And side by side as they come through the start-finish line. And it's Robbie Heck still in the lead of this race. It looks like he's edged out Hoodcat 4 at the time being. Ashy is in 3rd place here. He's moved up very quickly there. Deathatron is now up in 4th. We got Dennis in 5th. We've got Joker in 6th. We've got Disco and Nick in 7th and 8th. We've got Sander in 9th. We've got Prince in 10th. We've got Droopy in 11th position here. We've got Driver. A little bit of front end damage on that car there. We've got Himbeer here, and he may have been one of the cars that went down there. We got Klusman in 14th and Milano here. Oh, and we got cars off in the background there going out too. This is just chaos. Let's see what we got going on here. We got 2 cars spun out on the bottom end of the track here as well. Positions are going to change quite frequently here today, chat. This is going to be an insane race. So, I mean, we're at lap 10 already. So, unless... Ooh, we got another car around there, and the leader's just getting around him there. And boy, oh boy, a little bit of contact, I think, from Hoodcat's car there as he's chasing down Rob still. So, oh, this is a spicy lobby. Spicy lobby right now, chat. Hoodcat and Robbie Heck are literally separated by car length right now still here. And these two, I think, are going to push each other here all race long. Ash is in 4th place here now, in behind Deathatron, who's gotten around, so they're all not that far away from the leaders. Ooh, we got a car down here Let's see if they're aware. He's got to go high to get around him there. Porsche does make the right move there and goes down to the lower side of the oval. And I think that's probably the smart thing to do around Northern Isle here, because it seems like the majority of the drivers are sticking to those higher lines. Ooh, big slide as he comes down there. Can he keep it out of the wall? Great job there by Dennis as he really locks that car up, but he keeps it out of the wall, and that is going to cost him some positions on the racetrack here, but it's not going to damage that race car. So that was a great save there by Dennis, dropping him down into 9th place for the time being. Himbeer's making his way back up through the field here now after his little early race indiscretion there. I'm not sure what happened to him, but clearly an incident on the racetrack, and he has fallen all the way to the back of the pack, all the way down into 10th place. MB in 11th, 12th place is Sander. Prince here in 13th. Milano's in 14th. Oh, and we got another car down low there as well on the bottom of the track. We got Klusman here holding up the back part of the field currently. So Hoodcat's gotten around Robbie Heck here again, and again it's about 0.2 of a second, so 2 car lengths lead right now. So we're going to see this a lot today. These positions are going to swap like crazy. All right, so Hoodcat, I think there's already, there's going to be lap traffic and lead lap traffic, and there's going to be chaos everywhere. I was around this track. Hoodcat's right now. Robbie's trying to navigate around another car there. He gets around. We got Joker gets around as that car goes down into the bottom side of the racetrack here. So some of these drivers very early on struggling with these cars around this racetrack, and everybody's just got aero damage. It's crazy here. We got to have a tire change coming in from this driver. We got a little bit of lag in the lobby too. I mean, this is surprising. I usually have a really solid host here today, but we got a little bit of a bounce in the lobby happening here, and that might play a little bit of factor into this race here as well. So Hoodcat's got a nice little lead here right now, half a second on Robbie. Joker's here in 3rd place. He's trying to catch up to them. He's got a little bit of a gap to make up there, 2.2 seconds, and traffic will do that around Northern Isle. You can see here we just got a mixture of cars. We got another car spinning down the infield here on the back straight as well. So looks like he is still on the bottom part of the track right there. And we got a super pack rolling around here from 4th to about looks like about 9th place here. And right now it's being led by Droopy, but boy, Ash is putting some pressure on him right now in 5th place. Nick has moved up into 6th, and behind him Deathatron's in 7th, and Dennis is right there, I believe, in the back part of that there in 8th place. He's going to take that low line there and see if he can grab a position on those two on the high side there. Can't get the job done. That high line seems to be the stronger line here so far today. Alright, Hoodcat's been sticking to that line pretty heavy here today. You can see Robbie's in the same line and Joker as well, so our podium finishers taking fairly similar lines here. No time being gained by Joker currently here either on the leaders. We got Droopy here. He's in 4th place. He's leading that pack. He's got half a second on Ash, you wish, and Ash has just a battle 3 wide in behind him here, 4 wide there almost, as they're going 3 deep through the corner here. And we did say that there is multiple lines around this racetrack. I just, a little bit of a tap on the wall there. The cars are getting loose. We got smoke showing from guys rubbing, and everybody survives. We keep on going. Dennis has moved himself up into 6th place now. He's gotten ahead of Deathatron. Deathatron's taking a little peek underneath here, but now he's going to close that line off, and he's just going to run through that corner, keep the momentum, and try to keep Deathatron in behind him there in 7th place. This whole track racing, baby. These paces are going to swap like crazy on these short tracks. We got a pit stop coming in from Dennis, so we got Darth coming in. He's making his first pit stop of the race here as well. Pit strategy is going to be huge here today. Disco in 11th, Darth in 12th. Klusman in. Big hit right there. Big hit right there. Big hit right there. And he partially collecting another driver there as well. And I think we lost one. I'm not sure if that was a disconnect or just a give up there, but one of our drivers has definitely dropped. So 1 car in behind pit wall. That was a pretty big hit right there we seen. And Hoodcat and Robbie Heck still battling like crazy up here for 1st and 2nd place right now. Alright, Victory Pace Racing in the lead, but he's going to dive into pit lane, so that's going to give Robbie the lead here from Street Version. We got 1 Joker here in now 2nd place with, of course, the pit stop from Hoodcat here. So strategy is going to come into play 100%. We got Nick. He's going to move up into 5th place. He's still being hounded by Himbeer, so Himbeer has been moving up the grid ever since he dropped down very early on there. Nick moving up into 4th place. Got Ash coming into pit lane, making his first stop here. So we've seen these guys take a lot of different sets of tires in qualifying run. And again, scrubbing those tires in. They run 4, 5, 6, 7 laps on them, bring them in. you basically just get that slippery layer of brand new rubber off those tires, and then when they come into pit, those tires are being put on these race cars. So ideally, they air pressure up a little bit quicker, and they have more optimal grip more quickly. So right now we got Robbie. He's still sitting in the lead of the race here, and fastest lap belongs to Sander right now, the 14.169. We got Droopy sitting in second place with Nick chasing in third. Sorry, I thought it's hard to tell which car is which because we have the ones guys out of pit sequence that are coming in mixed up here with the lead lap traffic here as well. So it's hard to be aware. Spotters are busy guys today. The spotters are busy personnel here on the racetrack today. And here we go. We got Hoodcat looking to make a move here. And he does get around Robbie there, so he gets his lap back by passing the race leader there. I would imagine these drivers are losing 2 or 3 laps at a pit stop here, so they're probably keeping them short and sweet. We got side by side here between Nick and Deathatron. This is not a battle for position, and now we got Milano trying to take advantage here as he dives underneath there too. He gets a great run there as he's trying to catch up on Deathatron himself, and that isn't a battle for position. We've seen Ash just get around Nick there as well. So it is Droopy now leading this race with Nick sitting in second. We got Hoodcat here all the way up in third place. That puts Robbie in fourth. That puts Joker in fifth. We've got Dennis in sixth place. And where is Dennis right now? He is working on, not sure who, but he's working on a driver here. And he's going to go up the inside. He's going to get the job done. So quick little pass right there. And that's, that was one Joker. So that was a battle for position right there. And now he moves himself up into fourth place with the driver making a pit stop up ahead as well. So Droopy's still out. Hoodcat has made a pit stop. A little bit of smoke rolling. Slow car moving up ahead of Hoodcat there. We got Robbie in third place. We've got Dennis here in fourth with Joker tucked right in behind here in fifth place. And let's jump on board right here as we watch this battle between Dennis and Joker. Now, these are teammates, but this is not a team championship, which means that these drivers are racing for an individual championship. So even though they may help each other at times to maybe catch an opponent, these two, at the end of the day, want to finish ahead of each other because, well, championship points matter at the end of the season. And when there's no team championship points, there's only individual championship points. I tell you, friendships go out the window really quick when you get behind the steering wheel of your race car. So you can see here, very equally paced drivers, obviously, as Droopy's just tucked in behind there. He just went in the pit lane as well. And he's actually going to come back out in fifth, but you can see he drops 3 spots immediately, just not up the pace of the rest of the field that's on track at race pace. And he's not really gaining much here. You got a little, there we go, you got a great gain coming through the corner right there to see if he can make something happen here. No, he's just going to stay in behind here. So some very patient driving coming from Joker here right now on the racetrack. Driver's starting to settle into the race here a little bit now. We got Disco in fifth place. We've got Ash in sixth, and he's got a group of cars in behind, one being Deathatron, who is mixed up with a blue flag car currently on the racetrack. We have Droopy Designs here in 8th place. We have Nick in 9th. We've got Darth here in 10th. And we've got Hoodcat starting to work his way through some of these drivers here now. We got Sander in 11th. We've got Himbeer in 12th. We've got Milano in 13th. We've got Klusman in 14th. And we lost one driver. Got to put that car in behind pit wall here. So Hoodcat leading the race, and he's got a nice healthy lead here. It's almost 6 seconds right now on Robbie Heck, currently sitting in second place. Hey, it does look fun. Not sure what the drivers have. Not sure if the drivers are having so much fun here, but it is fun for us at home watching, that's for sure. Dennis here in third place, and Joker's just been chilling behind him there. He hasn't really been able to catch him. Dennis has been doing a good job at just slowly but surely trying to open that gap up bit by bit around the track here. That's a great camera angle right there by our camera crews right there. That's a great look on the oval here. We got Antoine coming in with that thumbs up. Appreciate that reaction on the stream as well. So here we go, Joker and Dennis now battling it out there. A little bit of contact there with them. Not sure if it was just wall contact there from one of the drivers or what, but we definitely seen smoke rolling up from those two drivers, and it's getting a little congested here on the racetrack at the moment as we got one Joker still trailing Dennis. Dennis is the blue and yellow car up in front of him here. And then we have Droopy Designs in behind, who's our 8th place driver. So some of the drivers are a little bit out of sequence. Pit stops, of course, creating that difference in position. Here we go. Joker's going to take a look here as he moves down the inside of Dennis. Now, can he finally get around for that P3? Again, that high line has been very strong here around Northern Isle today, and the guys moving, trying to make the moves down on the inside, have been having a hard time getting the job done. And again, another case of that is Dennis defends the position for the time being here in third place, as Joker just can't get it done on the lower line. Ash here in fifth place. Oh, and we had a little bit of contact there, and one driver getting spun there, and oh boy, I'm sure the race control will be looking at that one here at some point here post-race, but just a little bit of incidental contact there, and one driver, well, paid the price there, and he was went for a little ride. Nick here in sixth place. He's trying to get around. I'm not sure who it is up in front of him here at the moment, but it's not a positional battle, as it's actually Rob Heck out in front of him there. So Deathatron here's in seventh. He's got Droopy in behind. Not too close here. He's got 2.7 seconds. Droopy's got about 4 seconds on Himbeer. Himbeer's been doing a good job. He keeps moving him way through the field here, so he must clearly have great pace around the short oval track here. We got Disco Mark in 10th. We've got Sander in 11th place. We've got Darth in 12th. We've got Milano in 13th. And we've got Klusman in the 14th position. You can see him just working his way around Darth Prince here. So that's basically to get a lap back from that driver as he gets around the racetrack here. And it's too hard to say who's going to win this race really until about the last probably 10 minutes of this race to be on 10 laps. Honestly, maybe even 15. Once those final pit stop sequences all kind of sort themselves out. Alright, so Hoodcat in the lead. Robbie Heck's closing in. 2.7 seconds now is the gap between second and first. That was almost 6 seconds before, so Robbie's doing a great job at closing in. Hoodcat, they're up in the lead. One Joker's here in third place. He is about 8 seconds behind second place here, currently 10 seconds behind the leader. That leaves Dennis here in fourth place. Dennis has lost that position to Joker there finally, and but still chilling. He's got a 1.5 second gap on, well, a very hard charging pack coming in behind here, and that's led by Nick, and we got another car down and out there, and I don't know who that was, but hard hit into that top wall there as his car goes spinning down the racetrack. We got Droopy Designs here in 7th. We've got Himbeer in 8th. I'm not sure which car that was. We got Disco there. We got Sander in 10th as he's coming around. We've got Deathatron here in 11th. We've got Milano in 12th. We've got Klusman. I believe it's Prince having the struggle here today. That white Porsche we've seen. Really struggling with turns 3 and 4. Turns 1 and 2 around the racetrack here today. So Hoodcat, 10 seconds up the road. So Rob's made another pit stop here. We've got one Joker here now up into second place with Nick in third place. And he's gotten his lap back from somebody there. I'm not sure which driver that is in particular, but we got Ash here in fourth place. And he's just coming up above that slower moving Porsche on the lower side there. Robbie now in fifth place as he comes out from another pit stop. We've got Droopy here in sixth. Himbeer here in the seventh place. And we're already almost halfway through this race, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually just a little over halfway here. So the halfway mark of the race here, it's lap 62. And for the most part, settling in pretty good. So we're still seeing drivers struggle. And of course, as these tires are wearing down too, you can see on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, right beside the Follow GT45 gaming symbol there, you can see what these tire wear is looking. So the red means that's how much tire has been worn off of those tires for these drivers. So you can see that the right side tires around this oval are really paying the price here, and some of the drivers might be maybe pushing it and creating puncture situations in those tires. And if you puncture a tire on an oval at 150 miles an hour, well, we're gonna get a show. We're gonna get a show. we do, Antoine. You're not wrong. Robbie here in fourth place. Droopy in fifth. And it's so hard to tell who's in what position here at times, how many laps that each guy is down, because again, pit stop sequences are really going to continue just to mess with our emotions here as broadcasters until the end of the race. So we got Ash here in ninth. We've got Sander in 10th. And he's getting around Milano there. We got Darth Prince coming up on Milano there as well. Is he going to go around that high side there? He's not going to quite get him on that tiny little straight. Got Deathatron here in 11th. We've got Prince. There we go. There's Prince right there. He's just trying to get around Milano right now. Milano's going down low on, I don't even know who it is. Sander potentially right there. You can see Darth Prince going around. Ooh, and that car running up the track. So You can see some of the guys struggling with the tire wear on these Porsches here. Milano's in 14th. He just came out of the pit lane, so he's just scrubbing some tires in. Must be sticker tires there, as they don't look like they're gripping very well. Joker's coming into pit lane, going to relinquish the lead now to Nick. So Nick's going to take the lead of this race now. Hoodcat is chasing here in second place. That puts Robbie right back in third place. You can see how quickly these drivers keep closing back in as drivers make pit stops. So the pit stops will eventually tighten this pack up for the end of the race, but until then, we're just along for the ride, everybody. Joker coming out of pit lane here. Let's stay on board with Joker as he comes out of pit lane here. You kind of see what these drivers got to deal with here. They're coming out cold tires, not up to speed. You got cars driving around them at 150 miles an hour, and if they're battling for position and you're not in the right spot when you come out of pit lane, oh boy, that could create, well, that can create a bad day. Hoodcat still in the lead. Not a big lead, less than a second here now from Nick. Ash getting himself around Nick there, taking that lap back from Nick there, and he's now trying to hunt down Hoodcat to do much of the same thing from him. We got Rob here in third place, and he is on the hunt. So, difference in tires here between these two drivers is Nick's actually going to bring it in. Rob's going to take second place from him as he comes into pit lane, so didn't even have to battle for that position, just had to wait for the pit stop. Perfect. Droopy Designs coming around here in fourth place, and looks like our front three have a pretty decent amount of time on the rest of the pack as Droopy just gets that spot. Dennis coming in here, Disco Mark in fifth place, a little bit of a nudge there from teammate there, and side by side we go. Whew, spicy. We got one Joker here, and he's got a gaggle of cars in behind. Ash, you wish, is coming up there. He's just made a move on another car that is out of sequence here as well. Let's see if Ash can reel in one Joker. Hey, how's it going, John? How are you? Appreciate that thumbs up on the stream, my guy. So it is one Joker, and rockin' and a rollin' is one Joker here right now. He's had a pretty good pace, but boy, Ash, you wish is sure on the hunt here as well. What is that? Less than a second separating the two of them. Half a second separating the two drivers here right now. So there is a car in between them currently. So he's got a small cushion for the time being. Ash trying to get the job done here. Underneath, I believe that's Hoodcat. Trying to get his lap back from our race leader here. So that's why having a hard time getting around the race leader here. So you can see Hoodcat, he's actually trying to go up and around on the high side on the driver there. And it's getting a little bit clustered here. And everybody's trying to decide which line they're going to take going into the corner. And Ash gets a good run there, but Hoodcat just has the pace. Ash can't quite get around the leader there to get one more lap back on the leader. So right now, Hoodcat in the lead. 1.8 seconds is that gap between Hoodcat and Robbie Heck. But Hoodcat is in some traffic battling here right now. And Robbie doesn't have a whole lot of traffic up in front of him. So if you can just get in some nice, good, solid laps here, that might be able to help him close up. One Joker's in third place, 12 seconds from third to second place. So the front two starting to drive away with this a little bit. But if I'm not mistaken, here in top split, we have an elite and then a pro division mixed in. So it's some drivers are at elite status, and then of course the rest of the drivers at the pro status. I think is how it works. I'm sure I'll be corrected if I'm not quite right there. So of course we always have team members from Wheelspin Racing here to confirm our information sometimes as we need it. Alright, let's go through the field. Hoodcat, 2.2 seconds. Rob Heck in second place. We got Joker here, 12 seconds back in third. Half a second separates him and Dennis. 3/10 of a second between him and Ash. So Ash is starting to roll in here. So instead of Ash having to get around Hoodcat, now he's just got to work on that positional battle. And Dennis up in fourth place ahead of him. We have Nick here in sixth place and 4-second gap and nothing in behind. He just needs to keep putting down laps. We got Disco here in seventh place. Purple lap there right now as he's coming down in below Ash as well. And you can see how hard those cars are leaning into these bank corners. The tire smoke rolling off that back tire as he's coming into the bank. And you can see the sparks coming off those rear diffusers of these cars. Just trying to absolutely maximize the aerodynamic force of these RSR Porsche 911s to keep them stuck to the road as they go around at 140, 150 miles per hour. Droopy and Nick battling here. This is not for position, but Droopy will be getting a lap back on this driver if he can find his way around here. And you can see it's tough racing. You got to really know when to make that move or you're just going to cost yourself time. We got him Beer here in 9th place. We got Deathatron in 10th. Sander in 11th position. pardon me. Darth Prince here in 12th, and Milano here in 13th. So we've lost 2 drivers here now. All right, two driver. Heading back to bed, too sick to even stay up for a stream. I will. Actually, I have ACC tonight, John. I hope you feel better, my dude. Get some rest, brother. Feel well, my guy. Feel well. Appreciate you stopping by, legend. All right, where are we at? Hoodcat. He's chilling right now. Really, right now for him, it's just making sure that he doesn't get into contact with anybody, make any big mistakes. A little mistake could have cost me. So Robbie going for a bit of an undercut here, maybe. Coming in for a pit stop. I'm assuming we'll see Hoodcat coming in very soon as well. I should give Joker that second place as he comes across the start-finish line, but it was a fairly, what was it, 12, 13 second gap, something like that. There we go. Joker is going to take that back. Rob's just coming out of pit lane here. He's going to lose position to Dennis here as well as he comes out of pit lane. We're at lap 93 of 121 here as well, so we're 3/4 of the way through our first of 2 races. Hey, take care, my guy. Feel better, dude. So we still have a sprint. We're going to have another race yet after this, chat, so it just keeps getting better. Droopy here in 7th. Oh, there we go. What do we got? We got Ash coming down and around. He just drops in underneath. I believe that might have been Himbir or Sander there. One of the hard racing guys. Robbie's just coming around him there as well. Alright, so Ash is chasing Droopy Designs for position, so the car in front of Ash You Wish here is a positional battle car. Now, Robbie is ahead of both these drivers, so he is lead lap traffic, so to speak. That means he has a lap in hand. Oh, big spin there from Ash as he was just trying to get underneath there, and oh, he is going to have to just get that car back underneath of him here and continue his charge towards Droopy, but that definitely is going to cost him. But now he's going to tuck in behind our third place driver Robbie here, and maybe a little bit of bump draft and a little bit of pushing here, and that'll help him catch up to Droopy a little bit after that mistake. But now he's got to factor in some dirty air, so it's risk versus reward here when you're a lap down car working with or trying to use a little bit of advantage from one of the faster drivers on the racetrack. So risk versus reward here. He's got to be really careful and be really locked in here, so he doesn't want to cause a mistake, obviously, to Rob in 3rd place. So it's Hoodcat, and he's cruising in the lead here right now. As soon as we get some live timing, we'll know. 15 seconds from 2nd place right now. So he is putting in a stint here at the moment. That's what it says. I don't know if that's right. A whole lap down, clearly. Got Rob here in 3rd. We got Nick in 4th. We got Disco in 5th. We got Droopy in 6th. We've got Ash in 7th. And there's some smoke rolling here. And we got some contact as Droopy gets split by Ash and Rob. Heck, Rob goes up, Ash goes down, and Droopy loses a spot. Race on. That is oval track racing right there. Yeehaw. Himbir here in 8th place. We've got Dennis in 9th. We've got Sander in 10th place. Deathatron, he's getting a service here right now. As you can see, that crew working hard. He is out. A very quick tire change right there from that team. Milano here in 13th with position here as well. And looks like he's about 5 laps down almost so far in the race here. Alright, so our race leader has finally made a pit stop, but he is going to lose the race lead to Rob Heck here in 1st place. So undercut was very effective right there. But with that being said, that means he's going to have about 6 or 7 lap older tires than Hoodcat chasing in behind as well. And Droopy Designs and Ash still trying to get around Rob here to get a lap back on that driver as well. So lots could happen here yet. Hoodcat here in 2nd place. Next coming into pit lane, we got Disco here up at the 4th. We've got Droopy coming into pit lane in 5th place. We got Ash staying around. He's going to stay in behind Rob for as long as he can here. We've got Joker in 6th. That's going to put Dennis up into 6th, as we have several drivers coming in for a series of pit stops here. They have Prince in 11th. We got Deathatron in 12th and Milano in 13th position. So a little bit of an interesting race here today so far in this 121 lapper. We still got one more for everybody as well. So we'll finish this race. The drivers will take a 5-minute period to cool down, refresh, rehydrate. They'll get back in these race cars. But from there, of course, the crews will change some tires They will refuel these race cars. They will just give them a little check over, make sure everything's still tip-top shape from this first very lengthy feature race. And we'll do it all over again, just in a much shorter version. Alright, Hoodcat is 3/4 of a second behind Rob Heck here, so working on him right now. Ash is in 3rd place technically right now, so he is trying to get a lap back. He's 1 lap down from the race leaders here right now, so Hoodcat's just about to jump up around him if he can here, so we can start to try and trace the race leader down. Ash goes defensive there, I guess, if we want to call it that, but Hoodcat's like, okay, fine, you left 2 lanes down there, mate, watch this, and he sends it down into the bottom line there and just absolutely gets the job done. Oh, Droopy Designs has a hard hit into the wall in the background there. That's a straight nose inner. That's going to be some radiator damage on that Porsche, and they're going to probably have to bring that thing in and do a little bit of work to it. So Droopy on those cold racing tires just not quite having the grip underneath of him there, and a big hard hit into that front wall, dropping himself all the way down into 10th position. Very unfortunate there for Droopy. Milano's in 12th here, Prince in 13th, so Milano has found a position, but it's Robbie Heck now leading away, and it's 4.2 seconds, 4.6 seconds, and growing here, so a little bit of battling maybe between Ash and Hoodcat a little bit is slowing down that that 2nd place driver, and that's just good for Rob, so he'll take that all day long. 1 Joker now in the mix here battling with Ash as well, so Ash dropping down to 4th place. That's going to allow Hoodcat to break free from these guys here and start his charge to Rob Heck up in the lead. Dennis in 5th place. He's not that far away from Ash either, and maybe tires just playing a factor here, and you can see he's going to get the job done quite easily there down below as well, and he's going to move himself up into 4th place. So I'm assuming we're going to see Ash making a pit stop here relatively soon, as it looks like those tires are definitely struggling underneath that Porsche race car here now. Himbeer in 7th place. He started really good in qualifying, had an early on incident. He's been climbing the field ever since, but slowly but surely he's getting up there. He is definitely working his way through. Droopy up a couple spots after that big wreck there, so fairly good recovery from him here early on after that wreck as well. He's gathered himself up quickly. Got Deathatron here in 9th position, and that is a battle for position as well, so lots of cars clustered up here in the middle end pack, so to speak, I guess. We got drivers mixed in from all the way from 5th place down into through 13th position there, so it makes for some, you need to be very racing aware, so it's tough. 1 Joker here, he's trying to get down below Rob right now. That's going to give him his lap back here on the racetrack and put him back on the lead lap if he can find his way around here, that is. And right now, Rob is just moving and grooving. He's doing a great job. He's not really allowing Joker to find his way down and around here. So there we go. Oh, that was the last lap. Wow, Rob Heck with the win here. My bad. Hoodcat's going to take 2nd place as he goes sideways down the line. Joker's going to be in 3rd. Dennis is going to take 4th. Ash is going to take 5th. We got Nick here in 6th. We've got Himbeer here in 7th. We're Droopy in 8th. We've got Deathatron in 9th. We've got Sander in 10th. Whew. I was slacking there, chat. I was slacking. So it's Rob Heck with the race win, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Hoodcat in 2nd place, Joker in 3rd. It's going to be Dennis in 4th, Ash in 5th, Nick in 6th, Himbeer in 7th, and Droopy in 8th place. Even after that hard hit into the wall, he's still coming back with a pretty good race result there. It's going to be Deathatron in 9th place, Sander in 10th. It's going to be Disco in 11th, Milano in 12th, Darth in 13th, Klusman and IMB Driver both with DNFs here behind pit wall, both at their own points throughout the race here. So fastest lap on track does belong to MRL's Milano 33 with a 14.022. Alright, replays definitely need to be saved, so we're going to give the drivers a couple minutes to save up the replays. How about that, chat? I mean, really, those 121 laps went around like nothing. I was totally settled into the booth like this was going to be a 500-mile race here today. I was ready to see 1,000 laps around this thing. I was just grooving here, but unfortunately it all came to a very quick, bittersweet end there, and it's going to come down for a Robbie Heck win here today, and Hoodcat in 2nd place, and Joker coming around for a P3 finish today. So good job to those 3 drivers, of course, here in the race today. And we're having some issues with our capture card still. I apologize about the audio cutting out from the game, ladies and gentlemen. It's just being a little picky today, I guess. Alright, so we're just going to tell all these guys to save replays. Oops. Alright. Alright. Give him about another 25 seconds here. We had race control tell us to go ahead and change up the lobby, but we're just going to give it a few more seconds just in case some of the guys forgot to save those replays. I just like to give the friendly reminder to the drivers because, of course, in order to file an incident report, you need to be able to review the race. So the drivers need the replays in order to do that. So that is why we prompt them to save those replays. Alright, chat, we're going to flip the screen one more time so I can reset the grid once they all check in here again, and then we'll kick it and send it. You can see it's very windy, 14 feet per second coming east to west, so that's going to play, of course, into the cars too when they're turning. Maybe that was some of the struggle we've seen with these cars as the tires were wearing out. I'm just having issues here today. I don't know what's going on. And my host is never ever an issue, but today it just seems to be a bit of an issue. Yeah, I'm stuck too. Oh, there it is. We had a driver stuck. Alright, so half distance here, chat. 61 laps around Northern Ireland. About 20-minute sprint here today. It'll be good. So we'll just let all the drivers get in. Make sure Ash is reset. Apparently, he doesn't like my host. His connection isn't jiving too well. Hey, how's it going, Streeter Tom? Tiny track, you know, it just missed 121 lapper, brother. It was pretty fantastic. It went quick too. I was ready. I figured I was settling in for like a 3-hour race here, man. Alright, so we just gotta let all the drivers check in. Once all the drivers check in, we can set the grid. We got one resetting their equipment. So we will wait for Ash to get in. Once Ash gets in and is able to actually get checked in, we'll get that grid set up. And we'll give the drivers a couple minutes, and then we'll kick this thing off. Saw the ending. That was so bad. The start was crazy. The start was so crazy while these guys were sorting out. Oh, man. The sprint race is going to be juicy. Sprint race is going to be juicy. We're going to call it juicy. Again, we are running just a little bit behind schedule here today. Typically, we're about almost finishing up the races by now, but some technical difficulties at the track here today, and has caused us to be about 15 to 20 minutes behind here. So we're having technical difficulties here again at the moment. One of our drivers has to do a little bit of an equipment reset here so he can get into the second race here. So we're just going to hang tight here, and race control, of course, will give us our instruction when it's all good to go, but we can't set that grid up until that driver's back in. So we'll just hang tight for a momento. European NASCAR. Hey, what's up, Leo? How you doing, brother? And if you're interested in finding out more about Porsche Cup in detail too, we do have their Discord link provided in the pinned comments both on the Facebook and the YouTube channel here for all the viewers as well. If you want to get interested into some kind of Porsche style cup racing, WSR Porsche Cup is where you want to be. It's where you want to be. This is our top split here too, so we're privileged today. We got the big boys here on track today, here for the commentary. Oh, rough, Tom. That's rough, brother. That's rough, my dude. All right, we're gonna set up some grid here. Just gonna flip screens for a second, chat. Hello, everybody. All right, Race Control has everything sorted out here. So in about another minute and a half's time, we are going to kick off Sprint Race, our second race of our championship weekend. And that's right, you thought you were sad because you missed all the action in the feature. Well, you get to see more in the sprint. But it is on right now. The big boys are pro, and I was just at one. Hey, I ain't gonna argue, man. The pro-ams always put on great racing. Always, always. In my experience as a broadcaster, the pro-am lobbies are always some of the most fun lobbies to broadcast. I don't know what it is, man. Those pro-ams are just feisty drivers. All right, we're about 30 seconds away from race start here. I'm to the T. I mean, you know, that's just the way it works here. There we go. 2 minutes, race start. Let's rock and roll, chat. Alright, so we'll see the same thing. It's going to be the rolling start. We'll see these guys line up. They'll do a slow lap, 65, 70 miles an hour around the first lap. Line up nice and tight beside each other, 2 by 2 all the way around the racetrack, and then we'll drop that green flag and we'll go racing. So, we said some legendary words at the beginning of the race. Let's say some more legendary words at the beginning of this race. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in. We're at Northern Isles Speedway, and we are about to get busy here with some hot, hard, fast-flying, wheel-spin racing Porsche Cup Season 5 Round 8 NASCAR Edition racing action. Kick them tires, light them fires. We're going racing, folks. Do it quick, do it quick, do it quick, do it quick. Oh, fantastic. And we are green, green, green. We are green, and we are going, ladies and gentlemen. And it is Sander out into the early lead. We've got Droopy in second place. We've got Deathatron in third place here. Very, very tight pack right at the start. We got him here in fourth. We got Dennis down low in fifth place. And we're 2 and 3 wide here in the back half of the pack. And Hoodcat and Robbie Heck moving up the field very quickly. As you wish up into sixth place. Robbie's just got the move done on him as he moves up into sixth place. And these guys are 3, 4 wide as we come into the turns 3 and 4 here. And one goes spinning. I think that was Nick. Nick up into the wall there. Let's see if we can find him here. It was Nick into the wall. He's got heavy front and rear damage here, and boy, that's going to hurt his race here early on. It's a single car incident, so his race is going to keep going here. Engine damage would have been the only thing that would have got that red flag called right there, but 4 wide going into turns 3 and 4. Not so good. Yeah, you should have it now. You should have it now. Yeah, appreciate it. Alright, so it's Droopy in the lead. Deathatron in second. Sanders now down into third place. Dennis is up into fourth place. Ash is in fifth. Milano's in sixth. Rob is up into seventh. So, ooh, a little bit of lag right there. We got a driver going around, and Rob Heck gets collected. He manages to save the car. He gets hit again. He's going to drift the corner. Can he keep it together? Wow, that's some great driving right there by Rob Heck. It's going to cost him some time. It's going to cost him some position. He's got some damage, but he's still got 54 laps remaining to make some time up here. And boy, they just collected in just a bad situation and amongst a lot of traffic there. So it's Droopy in first place, it's Deathatron in second, it's Milano in third, it's Dennis in fourth, it's Ashy Wish in fifth, it's Himbeer in sixth, Prince in seventh, Joker in eighth, we got Disco in ninth, we got Cluse in 10th, Rob down into 11th there with his damage is gone now. We got Hoodcat here in 12th place, and they're battling for 11th position here as he now gets the job done here as well. And our first and second place driver here now tucked in nose to tail. Let's see if they're going to work together or they're going to try and pass each other here to try and get through the remainder of this field. So Robbie's in 12th, MB's in 13th, Sanders down to 14th. He's had an issue. Nick, we see what happened to poor Nick there all the way down into the back of the pack. But boy, oh boy, we are still racing, and the game sound keeps cutting out. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. Let's flip screens. Let's check a different. Let's try a different screen and see if it works any better here for you guys. It is not playing nice today. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We've been trying to sort this thing out for a hot minute here, and it continues to argue with us. Alright, we're going to get the other screen back on, and hopefully everything works out well. So it is Droopy in the lead. He has 3/10, almost 4/10 of a second on Milano. Dennis sitting here in third place. Ash in fourth. 1.2 seconds. Gets a little help there from him. Beer, a little bump there to try and help gain up on those guys up front. So a little friendly tap there from the driver in behind him. We got Deathatron here in 6th place with Disco in 7th. We've got Darth here in 8th position, and half a second in behind Disco, and Rob is cruising through the field here. Went from 12th, he's now up into 9th. We've got Klusman here in 10th. We've got Joker here in 11th. We've got Sander in 11th. Minby in 13th. We've got Hoodcat in 14th here, and Nick in 15th. So Hoodcat having a little trouble getting through the traffic here in the early parts of this race. But again, this could be strategy. It's hard to say. It's Droopy here in the lead. It's Milano in second place, and these two are not separated by a whole lot. Let's see if we can do some camera rotating here. All right, let's take a look at what happens here as Milano. You can see Himbeer and Dennis there battling for position. Dennis actually losing a spot there to Himbeer. Himbeer qualified very well for the feature race and just didn't have a good race start today. He just wasn't able to climb back through the pack. Still had a decent finish though, but he's finding himself now sitting on a podium position here on lap 18 of 61. So This is Milano chasing the race leader here right now. So we're on board with our second place driver here right now, as he is working hard at trying to make the time up. And he gets a run here. Let's see if he can capitalize on it here. The high line seems to be working really good. He's taking a natural, what I like to call qualifying line around Northern Isle here. He's dipping in a little low, riding out the momentum around the high side of the curve, and hopefully if he gets it right, he doesn't come back out into the wall on the exit. And that's maximum momentum around these short oval tracks. You could try and stay on the high line, but if you take a little dive down like we're seeing Milano do right now, it does help. Just get the front end to grab into the banking of the corner a little bit. But again, little wall tap there. You can see how much time that quickly cost Milano up in front of him. And I mean, Himbeer and Dennis they're closing in. They're closing in. All right, fifth place driver is Disco. So Disco's moved up into fifth. We got Prince in sixth place with Robbie moving his way through the field here as he's now just diving down inside of Prince. And he gets the job done. Ash trying to follow Robbie through here as he goes down the inside on Prince here now. And Prince might be losing 2 spots here in just 1 lap. And he does. Ash gets the job done there. He gets a little help there from Prince. And he's going to get a run back on Ash because of that bump there from Deathatron back there. Prince gets back around Ash, you wish, putting it back down to P8. So little help there from Deathatron, and slingshot engaged. He absolutely gets launched inside of Asher and gets a little help to get the position done. So not probably ideally what Deathatron was looking for there. He probably was hoping to benefit from that bump himself and get a little bit of momentum to try and make the pass too, but boy oh boy, sure helped the other driver get around Asher. We got Klusman in 10th, we've got Sander in 11th, we've got Joker in 12th place, we got Hoodcat, our second place finisher in the feature here, in 13th, we've got Nick in 14th, and we've got MB in 15th position. You probably know who these guys are, Leo. I'm sure you probably know a lot of the WSR guys, if I had to guess. Droopy's still in the lead. He's been holding on to the lead here for the large majority of this race here so far. He's been doing a really great job there up in the lead. But Milano giving up a spot there to Himbeer. So Himbeer is a man on a mission here in the sprint race. He wants to get to the dub there, but he's got 1 second to make up currently on Droopy in first place. Right here it's Milano, and he's going to get split here. He has Dennis down low there. Nope, Dennis can't get the job done. So it looks like we must have Sanders. I think that's Sanders right there up on the high side of the wall. One of the hard racing guys, but again, he looks like he's going to be the Porsche sandwich here, as those guys looked like they were going to make a split on him going into the corner again. But eventually, a little contact there, and oh boy, we got a cluster. Oh, and there we go. It looks like Ash just maneuvering around all that. That was a little bit of chaos right there. We got Droopy in first, we got Himbeer in second, Dennis in third, Disco in fourth, Milano in fifth. It was Disco that got through that. We got Robbie. He is flying through the field here. Oh, a little bit of contact right there, though. He manages again to keep that car underneath of him. So great job, and doesn't really lose the momentum. He is on the backside of Milano here. Ooh, so Milano gets loose, and Robbie comes into pit lane. That was probably the best thing that could have happened to Rob right there, because there may have been incidental contact right there, and that could have put both drivers into a spin. So timing sometimes is of the essence here, even when it's a little bit of lucky timing. So Rob Heck diving into pit lane, probably at the best moment of this sprint race for him here, in my opinion. So it is Droopy in the lead. Disco stays out. He's in second. Sanders stays out, takes third place. Klusman stays out. He's moving up into fourth here. Now we got Droopy coming into pit lane. That's going to put Joker into fifth. Deathatron is sixth. Nick into seventh. But this is all going to change. Got a bunch of guys in pit lane here. There we go. Sanders going to come around. He's going to continue to go out. He's now going to take the lead. Klusman's going to take second. Joker's going to take third. Deathatron's going to move up into fourth. Nick is in fifth. Now, yes. All right, as we can see, the leader coming out, Droopy, as he was the leader when the pit stop sequence started. Now, not all the drivers have pit yet, so some of these positions will be given back when these drivers do decide to make their pit stop. Himbeer in 7th, we got Dennis in 8th, we got Disco in 9th, we got Rob in 10th, Milano in 11th, Ash in 12th, we got MB losing a position to Prince there, dropping down to 14th, and Hoodcat all the way down at the 15th position here. So, just haven't been able to get through the pack yet. We know he's fast. We know he's a fast driver. So, let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. Alright, so Sanders still in the lead here. At what point do bleed time and gain time? This is really the biggest discussion right now with each of these pit crews and crew chiefs in behind the wall, trying to determine when they're going to bring these drivers in. So this should be just a one-stop race if I had to guess here today for the sprint. So again, tire wear is on. Typically we don't see tire wear on for the sprint, but hey, it's a special event championship round series, so that means the rules are a little bit special here today as well. So there we go. One Joker has now come into pit lane to relinquish his spot on the track. Got a nice little healthy battle going there, some contact. That's going to cost both those drivers times, and oh, we just got a cluster of hard racing team drivers here, and they're all trying to help each other out without causing each other any damage here, but everybody manages to make it through there safe and sound. So it's still Sander in the lead. It's Klusman in second. Droopy has now moved up into third place out of pit lane. We've got Beer here in fourth place. We've got Nick in fifth, losing a position right there to Dennis, who's just taken fifth place from him. We got a great little mid-pack battle right here right now between four drivers, and Nick's just fallen off the pace a little tiny bit there, maybe a little mistake, but the hard racing team guys are really trying to apply the pressure. But boy, Droopy's up to the task here. He just sticks it on the outside, takes the high line around the wall, and he gets the job done on both of them. So he's now up into P3, but boy, it is being challenged by Beer, and he is not giving this driver a millimeter right now. As these guys are fighting it around the racetrack now, some of these guys may need to stop it. I don't know. I don't think there's a mandatory stop here on this one in the sprint race, but you would think at some point these drivers are not going to continue around on really old tires against drivers who are on very fresh rubber, and i.e. one of those drivers being Droopy Designs, who has been leading the majority of this race. So let's stick with Droopy here for a minute. He's navigating around a little bit of battle here right now on lap 45 of 61, so we're already 2/3 of the way through this race, just like that in the blink of an eye as well, ladies and gentlemen. Glad you like it, Paul. Edward coming in with the thumbs up. How you doing, brother? Oh, a little bit of contact right there as Droopy got a little bit loose, but he managed to keep it underneath of him there, and that's going to hurt the charge a little bit on Sanders now. Sander has a little bit of a gap there, 1.4 seconds, but again, Sander has a lot older tires than our second place driver, Droopy, does. That puts Dennis also on fresher tires here in third place, and Beer. You can see these guys are just fighting hard. Ash takes a hard look down. Oh, sorry, Disco takes a hard look down under Rob there, but he doesn't get the job done. Rob's starting to put the pressure on Beer here as well, so it is getting spicy. This is going to be the race to the finish here, and maybe we're trying to see some no stops here. I don't know. I think these guys have finally decided to pit. Droopy has retained the race lead back, but boy, Dennis is on the back door here right now. He is pressing this driver as we start lap 49, and they got a lap traffic car just in front of them here as well. I believe that's one Joker in front here. So navigation time, battle for the win, the lead, and blue flag traffic up the high part of the wall there. But yeah, he does a great job. Just lets these guys by. He knows there's a battle going on there, and Droopy and Dennis both get through unscathed there. So that's some great racing right there, as Droopy's doing everything he can to hold Dennis off right now. But Beer and Robbie have different ideas here as they've gotten around that car as well. Beer's in third place, where Robbie's tucked right in close behind here in fourth place. I mean, we're less than 6/10 of a second from first to fourth place here right now, ladies and gentlemen. We only got a few minutes remaining in this race, about 5, if that. Quick laps here. Very quick laps here. Yes, sir. Robbie is on. Oh, and a big wreck there by Droopy. Huge wreck there by Droopy, and that is going to ruin the charge from the lead right there. Oh my, that is some bad timing with just a few laps to go. That's going to put Dennis in the lead. That puts Robbie into second place. That puts Beer now on the podium, and that puts Disco putting on the pressure, trying to get a podium position here on Beer. So here we go. Wow, huge moment right there from Droopy, and oh, that is a heartbreaker right there. You hate to see it, and he is going to be very disappointed with the result of how that race just ended here for him today. But it is Robbie Heck down the inside, and he's going to get the job done, and he is going to retain or take over the race lead here from Dennis. But Dennis is not giving it up. He is tucked right in behind Rob Heck, and here we go. Beer's taking a look, and Beer makes a big move down low, and he gets a massive run on Dennis, and he gets it done. He's chasing down Rob Heck. We got Nick down low here. He's going to keep it down low. He sees the leaders coming. He doesn't want to interfere with the race. You can see he's just getting out of the way. That's a great job there by Nick. Oh, we got a wreck. We got another driver down. I'm not sure which driver it is, but Robbie Heck just starting to gain some pressure and a little bit of contact between the two drivers, and it was Himbeer that gets the worst end of that, and you can see him quickly drop it down the field, so that puts Dennis in second. Now Disco in third place, and no immediate pressure. Prince here is in fourth with Himbeer. He comes back on the track. He gets go rolling here right now. He is in fifth place, and Ash is charging in behind in sixth. And boy, with less than 5 minutes remaining, we see two of our podium finishers have a hard wreck as we near the end of this race. And right now it's Rob Heck with a 1.2 second gap. Dennis is going to do everything he can to try and close that up, but 1.2 seconds with only 3 laps remaining around this racetrack is a big ask. Disco here in third, Darth in fourth, Himbeer in fifth, Ashuish in sixth, Sanders in seventh, Klusman is in eighth, Droopy's in ninth, and that was a heartbreaker for him there. Deathatron in 10th, we've got Joker in 11th, we've got Driver in 12th, Milano in 13th, Hoodcat in 14th, and Nick in 15th. And Hoodcat just the signs of a driver not with a properly car that's working maybe at its best here in the second race. Again, these Porsches, they went through a hard run in that first 121 lap feature. The teams had very little time to get these cars ready for the sprint. So, but Robbie looking to get back-to-back wins done here in round 8 as we're getting very close to the start-finish line here. Dennis is still right there as well, and it's going to be Rob Heck for the win. Dennis is going to take second place. Disco's going to come home in third. It's going to be Darth just holding out the charge of Himbeer here. It looks like for fifth, it's going to be Himbeer in fifth. Ash going to come across in sixth. Sander and Droopy here. It's going to be Sander in seventh. Droopy picks up one spot there. So from ninth to eighth place, it's going to be Klusman in ninth. It's going to be Deathatron in 10th. It's going to be Joker here in 11th. MB in 12th. Hoodcat 14th. Hoodcat in 13th. Nick in 14th. And Milano will round out the field there in a 15th position. Yes, that is correct, Leo. Robbie is on the same team as Peme. And 9 positions raised there for Rob Heck, and back-to-back race victories here for Robbie Heck today from Street Version. So congratulations to Street Version with some pretty solid racing here at Northern Isle Speedway. That puts Dennis in second place from Team Hard Racing. We've got Disco Mark there in third. I believe he's a wheel spin racer. We got Prince here in fourth. The Wheel Spin Racing's Himbeer in fifth place. Of course, Wheel Spin Racing's Ashy Wish in sixth, and Wheel Spin Racing Sander here in seventh place. That puts Droopy Designs in eighth, and boy, that driver definitely was hoping for a win there. But oval track racing is not as easy as it looks, and some of these drivers found out very, very quickly today how hard it really is. Wheel Spin Racing's Klusman in 9th, Deathatron finishing in 10th, One Joker will take 11th place, MB Driver coming in finishing 12th, Hoodcat in 13th, and fastest lap on the racetrack with a 14.180, and RTI Nick is in 14th, and Milano will finish 15th position there. We've seen him nursing that car around the bottom of the racetrack, maybe having some kind of failure right at the end of that race potentially, but GG's to all the drivers. That was crazy racing, Chad. I mean, a total of 182 laps. 182 laps around Northern Isle today. So 2 races, 2 sets of championship points, and with only three rounds remaining, every point matters here. So out of I think we have 4 splits total here in WSR Porsche Cup this weekend. We only had 2 of those splits on track here. The rest of the drivers unable to make it. So the last 3 rounds are getting very important for any driver that has a shot at running up the championship standings. So we'll see you in a couple weeks time here for round 9. But boy, this was a doozy. I mean, I love oval track racing. I am an oval track racer by heart. It's where my experience is, and I always enjoy watching these oval track races and how these guys handle it. These are street car. These are street course road version type racers. You throw them on an oval track, and they don't necessarily suit their style. Oval track racing is just a whole different ball game than road course racing. This car set up to how you drive, your patience, when to make the move, when to notice there's a problem. All of those things matter. But at the end of the day, we've seen 182 great laps of racing here today from Wheel Spin Racing. So I just want to thank all the staff, stewarding, race control, everybody behind the scenes for kicking these things off. Of course, much love to the drivers, man. It's always a pleasure watching the best of the best on the racetrack, racing each other for championship points. And great comeback, Robbie. Is correct, says Streeter Tom. Absolutely. That was a great run from Tommy, from Robbie. He just stayed patient. He just kept picking them apart, used a little bit of strategy, and found himself with a race win. At the end of the day, Droopy might have been able to hold on to that thing. I mean, he had great pace in the sprint race there. It was just really unfortunate there with the spin. And still managing to hold top 10 after all that. But boy, oh boy, let one go there for himself today. But still 3 rounds for these drivers all to try and find the top of the podium here at Wheelspin Racing. So just want to say much love to everybody. Thanks for all the likes, the comments, the shares over on the Facebook and YouTube channel. Again, if you want to learn more about Wheelspin Racing and what they have as far as Gran Turismo 7 Porsche Cup racing goes now and moving into the future, I have pinned the Discord invite for the Wheelspins Racing server in the YouTube and Facebook comments. Just push on that link if you're a Discord user. It'll pop you right into the server. Administration staff will take it from there and try to help you out as much as we can. So great racing, great action, lots of great wrecks, lots of great paint swapping, lots of great battling, lots of great moves, a lot of strategy coming into play there. It was a lot of fun here today. So GG's to Northern Isle Speedway and all the fans from around the area for coming out tenfold here tonight and really hyping it up here for the drivers and just enjoying some good old short track racing. I mean, what else can we say? Hope everybody appreciate it. We'll be back live in about 3 hours time for some more great racing action from our friends over on Assetto Corsa Competizione as well. Finale night for them here. So we'll be back in the booth. We got to get away from the Americas and we got to get all the way across on the next red-eye flight and get over to Italy. So we appreciate you all. We love you all. Remember, you all matter. Our door is always open here at GT45 Gaming. And I hope, as always, everybody enjoyed the broadcast. You're all legendary. We appreciate you all. Thank you for all the amazing support day in and day out here. We love you and appreciate you for it. Stay winning. We'll see you all very soon.